What you doing over there, Jack?
I am unwrapping a present. Ta-da!
We've got sort of a unique way of the way we do our stencils. You all done with this paint?
Yep.
So what we like to do is, some people who do the Bluesmobiles, they'll just put the vinyl graphic on the car. Got a little overspray right there. Got to get that off. But what we do is we have these vinyl graphics made, and then we use them in reverse as stencils so that we can actually paint. Get a grip on this. We can actually paint the image on, and then we sand it back off again to make it look weathered. So it has to go on perfectly the way it would have been originally, you know, if you were making a police car. And then to make it look weathered, we go back over that and with a Scotch-Brite or sander, and then weather it, and then we airbrush dirt and rust onto the car. Because what you want is you want an actually good car that looks like crap. And this is, how many of these have we done?
4?
I think this is like 5 or 6. I forget.
Yeah.
So, you know, you kind of want to mess this up a little bit. But anyway.
You definitely don't want it too perfect.
No. Yeah, I mean, I should have got some video of this as we were beginning it, because this car, you know, I can show you some photos as I'm talking, came to us as a green car with a green interior.
Driver's door opens if you want to.
And
still got some green and some
all right.
of the refurbished interior.
So yeah, the car was green. We think it may have been partially underwater at some point. Had a lot of mud on it. Completely redid the trunk and the engine area. This interior, well, there's the green seats. So like, for instance, all these panels were green. We took them out, we disassembled them, taped off portions that need to be taped off, removed things like these badges and whatnot. Then we put an adhesion promoter primer on it, and then a special plastic vinyl paint made for painting interiors. And all of the plastics have been painted the beige color. We're still working on that. We're gonna have these seats recovered in vinyl, have a headliner put in. This door will open if you force it. There you go. So again, here's like some of the panels that have been painted. But that was the original color, this green. And so we're still working on the interior. A ton of stuff in here has been replaced, and we'll get to that later. But you know, these switches, the turn signal, the whole clock spring that goes in here, just a whole bunch of mechanicals have been changed. This engine has gone through quite a bit of refurbishment. This was all green and mud, so it's been cleaned, pressure wash, painted black, valve covers painted blue, carburetor rebuilt, plugs and wires redone, new engine accessories, new water pump, new hoses, new belts, radiator, battery, and we have a cool new air breather. I wish it was on there. It was painted orange.
The trunk. Yeah.
We're about to replace this whole brake system, master cylinder, all of the calipers, shoes, lines, everything. We're going to redo all the brakes because it just needs it. Custom bumper's already been built. It's in the other room. So we've done a lot of these Blues Brothers cars. They're highly valuable now. when we first started doing this, you could pick up one of these cars for a couple $1,000, you know, and the first couple ones we didn't put that much effort into, you know, we just kind of spray painted them. But as we kind of learned a little bit more about them, and as their values began to increase, what people are willing to pay for one, they're just getting harder and harder and harder to find. They're really just gold. Speaking of gold, this P1 on the door is kind of a gold color, as was the star. We like to do, see, what you'll see a lot of Blues Brothers guys do is they'll just kind of spray paint a pentagram kind of thing on there and then scrub it off. What we do is we carefully, if you could see the detail here, we actually have the Mount Prospect police badge made. We put it on in different layers and peel it off in different layers so that it's actually on there. And then we paint over it. It's the goofiest thing. But in order to make it look correct, because it, you know, what this was you had Elwood had bought an old police car, and so what they had done is they had tried to scrub off the police badges, and you know, so it wasn't a police car, just like they really do, you know. So the '74 Monaco is generally plagued with rust right under here. This car is pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Look up under here. It's in pretty good shape now. This car was a vinyl top car. There's a weld seam that goes right here where they put the top on. And for whatever reason, this area rusts something terrible. You'll find anytime you buy a vinyl top car, one of these Monacos, come over here and do that. See what happens. Your finger will probably go right through it. This was just gone. So what we had to do is cut this entire section out right here. This is all this metal cut out. A plate welded in. Fiberglass over that. Bondo. And so it's pretty solid. That's metal under there. But you can feel there's much more hollow here. See. Anyway, had to do that on both sides. So I had to do some extensive metal repair there. But just thought I'd give you a glimpse of the behind the scenes of how we paint these. I've done a lot of videos of our finished Bluesmobiles that you can find on our page. Just thought you'd get a kick out of seeing. Look at that line. Ooh, that's beautiful. Look at that. See, these are for the trim that go around the car. But we probably put more effort into this particular car than we've ever put into a Bluesmobile ever. You done with the windows?
Yep.
You're all done with the paint, right?
Yeah, all the paint's done.
Yeah.
The gold's still kind of damp.
So, yeah, like for instance, this rear dashboard was just effectively gone. It had deteriorated into just powder. So we built that rear deck board, whatever that's called, rear dash. Huh?
Package tray.
What do you call it?
Package tray.
A package tray?
Package shelf, yes.
Yeah, anyway, we made that out
That's
of
the industry term.
a masonite material, which is actually better than what they use. They literally use a compressed fiberboard, cardboard material. The only thing that's missing is we didn't put the speaker holes in there, and that's because we'll probably later put in some 6x9s or maybe 6x6 square grills for the rear speakers, something of that nature.
You know,
But-
when you upgrade to the 8-track,
Yeah. I think these door panels came out great. I mean, the interior, you know, this dash is really cracked. And we peel some of this off. I don't know if we can get to this. Try to get a little light. So these dashes just aren't available for any price. And the battery's on.
no, I just opened the door.
No,
Yeah,
no, I mean, yeah, the battery's on. Check this sumbitch out. See if it'll fire. Ah, you gotta press the gas. Hold on.
Stroke it.
I'll use this piece of trim. It's cruise control. See what happens now. There it is.
This one sounds really good.
Man, this car is in great condition.
No smoke.
No.
It just.
Yeah, dude. We're in an enclosed building. Let me turn it off. But anyway, yeah, this thing runs great. You're supposed to pump the pedal twice before you start it. That's in the starting instructions. It really is. Anyway, I know this is bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to decorate the dash with lots of props from the movie, the beer cans, the cigarettes. Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. So what's funny is I'll go to like antique meets and I'll buy a vintage beer can like this from some guy for like $5 who's been saving it for 40, 50 years. And right in front of him, I'll stomp on it and crush it. Just, because I'm going to put it up on the dash. I got a pair of a box. So I'll buy these. This is a box of vintage Chesterfield cigarettes. I mean, this box is 45, 50 years old. And, we'll put that up on the dash. These are all decorations that'll grow up there, trash. Maybe some Blues Brothers flyers and things. And that will help round out the decoration. And there's the manual. This car is as old as I am. It's 1974, same year as I was born. There you go. Anyway, you get the idea. We'll go back over this with a sander. And then we'll take off some of the areas. See like where this is. See how that fixes that? Immediately. Anyway. That has to be done over the whole car. So, these little areas where you have, let's say, like where this little square is from where it was painted. Yeah. Anyway, that'll come right off. And then we'll go back over this with the rattle cans and also sanders, and using photos from the film, we'll figure out what parts. Because what I've seen a lot of people do is they will literally paint these distressed, or they'll make a sticker of it already distressed where parts of it are missing. That looks very disingenuous. You have to start with a clean print, and then you have to rub it back off. You gotta sand it off. That's the right way to do it. Having fun. Take the nose off. This is only a small portion of it. Now we have that actual multi-layer decal to make it look exactly like, if you wanted literally a brand new Mount Prospect police car, we could put that decal on there. It's missing a lot of the detail. That's only one or two of the layers.
That's one layer.
Oh, that's just one of the layers. Okay, yeah. Because there's like a whole eagle here and a whole bunch of stars,
little dots and stuff.
Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on there. But what on the movie, he just spray painted over it. So most people's Bluesmobiles, you'll see this and they just put a big black blob there. But we want to make it a little bit more detailed, so that if you were to come, even though there's going to be spray paint over it, when you come and look at it, you'll be able to see that underneath there. There'll be like a shadow. Just adds a little bit more realism. Okay, so for those of you that are going to bring this up, there was a couple of different cars with a couple of different phone numbers on them. There was one car that had like, I think 235 or whatever. There was a couple different phone numbers, depending on which car. We go with the 555-4121 because that's not a real number. The other number might be a real number, but there was a couple of different phone numbers seen throughout the movie, throughout the different cars. They went through, I don't know, 100 of these, I don't know. So we decided to go with this one. But I know people are going to bring that up. The people that are the hardcore fans that know things like that. So anyway, just thought I'd address that. 74 Dodge Monaco is pretty hard to come by. You can find them. You have to look pretty hard. Over the last 10 years, we found just a handful. This brown turd behind me will be our next Monaco. Doesn't have a customer yet, so could be your next car, who knows. But this car will get the full treatment. You know, some of the cars we sold in the past went for a lot cheaper because we just kind of slapped them together, but we're doing a little bit more full restorations on them. This one is actually a really good car. It's not a bad car at all. But, you know, it's 45 years old and needs a little loving. We're going to give it a little loving. So.